What's up, everyone? I'm Architect Emmanuel, and you've just landed on Architectural Edge, your go-to resource for practical professional design software training. As a practicing architect, I've used AutoCAD and SketchUp to bring countless projects to reality, and now I'm here to share with you all the secrets and effective workflow. In today's video, we'll be starting from the very beginning with setting up your first workspace on AutoCAD and introducing you to all the essential command tools every beginner needs to know and what each of these tools are being used for. So right now, click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to join this journey, and after that, grab your mouse. Let's move into building your design skill step by step. So when you launched your AutoCAD down, it displays this interface on the screen. So if we look at this startup display screen, you see there are different categories, there are different icons here. So I will run you briefly what each of them stand for. So on the screen, we have our start drawing. On this start drawing, if you check a navigator arrow pointing down here, there wrote templates there. So if you click on this template, it will drop down and show you a lot of templates you can start with. So you can choose any of these templates based on your profession. But any of these templates you choose, you can also edit them to the desired unit you want to work with. So but I've been working with this AutoCAD DWT. So we'll be moving with that. So after that, beneath it, we have open file. The open file is the place where you source for a previous drawing you've worked on, or maybe you copy an AutoCAD file into your system. You can click the open file to trace the location where the file is being saved, the AutoCAD file, and you can upload it and open on your AutoCAD software. So beneath it, we have open a sheet set. You can also open a sheet set. As we'll be working in no time, you get to know what it is. So we have get more templates online. You can also source for templates online by just downloading the templates, and which are the furniture templates, which comprises of what your furniture arrangements, maybe for your living room and the others. So explore sample drawing. This explore sample drawing, these are drawings that came with demo drawings that came with the software. So you can also explore them for you to understand better. So on this category, we have our recent documents. The recent documents show the list of the previous projects we've worked on AutoCAD, and these are various workspace which I've worked on. But if you are using AutoCAD for the first time, you just installed the AutoCAD, you won't have any of these because you've not worked on any design projects before. So this space will just be blank. But anytime you work on a design project, it will always pop up here, recent documents. So you can click to continue from where you stop. So that has been said. On this category, we have notification center, and we have connection. You can sign in with your Gmail and rest and create an account with AutoCAD, and also to purchase their software and some of their templates. So right now, we'll be diving into the class. So we'll be clicking on our start drawing. Since we've selected the AutoCAD DWT, so we'll just click on start drawing. So immediately it pops up this way. It shows a blank space. So having shown a blank space, there are certain things you need to do as a beginner, as a first timer on AutoCAD, to set up your workspace, to the required units of measurement, and also setting your limits, your reference points, your zoom extend, and all of that. So we'll be diving into all those required settings you need to know as a beginner. So right now, we have our command tool here. So on that command tool, we click it to input our command. Now we want to set our units. So you just type in units on your keyboard, then you click enter. So it will display this icon here. So decimal, we leave it at that. It's showing type decimal, you leave it at that. Precision, we are working on architectural drawings and we'll be working on millimeters. Precision is showing 0.0000. So this precision is trying to tell us like how many decimal do you want to allow after your figure. So okay, if you are given a number 4.555, so having it, you have a 0.000, since you are having 3 decimal places. So but if you fix it at 0, that is now the software will automatically approximate every measurement you input into the workspace. So if you are given maybe 4.5, then the software will approximate it to 5, because 4.5 is up to any number below 5, you can't approximate it, is 0. Any number above 5 is equivalent to what? To 1. I hope we know that about our approximation. So then beneath it, here we have what? Units to scale inserted content. So now we'll change this to millimeters, since we'll be working on millimeters. So we'll change it to millimeters. Then we have sample out. This sample out is just showing what we are trying to what I was trying to explain from this point. If I put it at 0.00, you see it changes. It shows 1.500, 2 decimal places. If I take it back, you see it approximated it. So this is a clear definition of what I'm saying. It said 1.50. So this 5 is up to round up figure. So it's rounding it up. Just watch, when I take it back to 0, it's rounded it up to what? 2. So then we'll now come to our lighting. Unit of specifying the intensity of lighting. You can put it to international. So on this place, angle type, decimal degree, we'll leave it at that. Precision, we'll leave it at 0. So after doing this, we are done with setting our units. You click on OK. So the next thing we are going to set on the list now is our limits. So we'll type in lim. So once we type in lim, the abbreviation of limit, so we click enter. So now it's showing a specification on the tags bar below. It's showing it's on the command bar, it's showing 0,0. It's showing this because I've done some previous setting on my AutoCAD. So it's giving me that is referencing back to the previous limit I've set. So 0.0. So we'll leave it at that. You can just type in your value 0,0, then enter. So the next thing that will pop up on the limit is limits specify upper right corner. Here it's showing 12,9. So what I do is you can set it to your A4 size, which is your 420 by 297. But what I do is I set it to 50,000, 50,000. I just do this. You can set the limit to whatsoever number you desire, either your A3 paper size. But I don't. If I should set it at A3 paper size, it will bring all the drawing closely easily. But I don't want that the drawing to come. I want to have a clear space so that I can zoom in and navigate, since I'll be working on different views of drawing, working on your elevation, working on all of that simultaneously. So I love putting it at 50,000 for the limit specification, specifying upper right corner. So I love putting it at 50,000, 50,000. Then you type enter. So after doing that, the next thing we are going to set on the line is zoom. So we click on zoom, then we click enter. So it will show us different options here. We have all, we have center, we have dynamic, we have extend, we have previous, we have scale, we have window, we have objects. And so this, what we'll do is we'll just go with all. The first one, we'll go with all because we want to be able to zoom in the whole of our screen to utilize the workspace. So we just type A, then you click enter. So that has been said and set. So the next thing we are going to set is our snap icon. So we'll click on O snap, then enter. So I haven't clicked on O snap, it will display this interface. So for now, I've done some setting before on my AutoCAD. So, but if you are launching your AutoCAD for the first time, this midpoint will be unchecked. So you can check it to make your work faster, instead of looking for how to look for the midpoints between a given line A and B. It will automatically snap to the middle of the line. So that is why you have to uncheck, you have to check your midpoints. So after that, these other ones, we don't need some of them since we don't work on 3D. We are not working on 3D drawings. So we are okay with these settings. Then you just come to your OK, click OK. So now we are done with that. So at this point, our page is fully set. Our page is fully set. So now we'll move into the next phase of the class. So right now, these are the assessments we'll be working on. I came up with all of these so that examples that we can work with, and also I have some lessons I'll be giving to you at the end of the class. I'll be dropping them as PDF in the description box. You can download them and follow after I've teach us the examples, and you can also go and recreate all of these. I'll be dropping them in the description box. You can download and also work on them. So right now, before we dive into this, I will introduce you to all the tools that have been displayed on the workspace. So right now, if we come to the upper left corner, we have what? We have drawn, we have different categories on this interface. So the first category is draw, which contains a line, polyline, cycle, arc, right angle, it has center, then hash. Then also we have the second category, which is modify. On the modify, we have move, copy, stretch, rotate, mirror, scale. We have trim, we have fillets on our trim, extend as the case may be. We have the RL, then we have erase, we have explode, we have offset. So the next category is annotation. On the annotation, we have text, where we can input write up on and label our drawings. Then we have dimension, create multiple type of dimension within a single command. We can use this. And we have our liner. On the liner, if you drop the arrow, is the navigator arrow beside it, you see our liner. We have our aligned and angular, arc length, radius, diameter, ordinate, and geode. So all of these, we'll be learning how to use them as we keep working on our design. So the next category is our layers. The layer help us to categorize our drawing in layers to help us work effectively. Like you are working on a floor plan. We have what our walls, our windows, our furnitures, which are the sitting arrangements in the house, and other cabinets, other utilities that make the house a living. So we can fix them in different layers to make us work effectively. We also create our dimension layer. So in the future, as we stick to this journey with me on how to build your architectural skill, believe you me, you'll be able to understand all the required skill you need to come up with a well detailed and professional design, architectural design drawing. So that's what the layer does. On the next category, we have block. On this block, we have insert, we have create, we have edit. So the blocks help us to create a template. You can design your templates, you can design your furniture templates and make it a block. It's automatically saved on the software. You can use it anytime you want it. Then we have match properties. The match properties, the property categories, we have match properties, and we have by line, we have by layer, by continuous. So all of these is all of these have a use. If we check our match property, it helps us transfer the quality of a given element to a newer element. So now we are transferring all the attributes of an existing element to a newer element. As we keep working, you understand that practically. So why the by layer, you can change the color, you can change the line weight, you can change the line type, either a construction line or hidden line, and so on. So the next category we have groups. The groups help us to group our drawing. We can make it a whole entity. So that's what it helps us to do. We have utilities. On the utilities measure, we have our calculator and rest. The calculator helps us to kind of easily do some rough calculation. Maybe while designing, you want to get the area of a given room. You can just punch in the length and breadth on your calculator. It will give you the area of the room you are trying to get. So the next, we have our clipboard. This clipboard enables us to copy an existing drawing from a previous page and to place them on the newer page. So that's the job of the clipboard. Where we paste after copying an existing drawing, we paste them on a newer page. So right now we'll come to okay, before I move further, we have our polarities here, which help us show our north arrow, our south, our east, and our west. So all of these and the top, we'll leave it at this plane because we are just working on two-dimensional drawing on 2D drawing. So we'll leave it. We are not working on 3D drawing. We'll just leave it at this. So the next thing we are going to look at now is below our workspace. We have the command bar, which we've used earlier on to set up our workspace. Then also we have model. On this model, this is the space we are presently on the model space. Then if you click on layout is where you set up your drawing, preparing them to be exported for either as PDF or to print. So you understand the full use of layout as we proceed. We have layer 1, layer 2. So we'll go back to our model. So now coming to this part, model or paper space. Then the next we have what? We have our display grid. The display grid is off. We can put it on. Once I put it on, you'll notice something on the screen. So let's do this. Okay, you see? you discover that grid line appeared on the screen the moment I put it on. So, but I don't like working with grid line. I just want to see a clear space, so I put them off. So the next we have what snap to drawing grid. This enable us if you want to work with your grid strictly, snap to the grid. It helps you to snap at every given intersection of your grid lines. It helps you snap. So the next one we have our what infer constraint. So we have but for now we don't need all of these tools beneath here. The both of these tools for now, you don't really need it as a beginner. So the third one we have what our restrict cursor octagonally. Restrict cursor octagonally. So the use of this is to help us set our direction, either going a y-axis or x-axis. So as we move, you get to understand that. So the other one is we have restrict cursor to a specified angle. So it's checked now, it's on. So it has its use. It helps us to be able to adjust our line after picking a starting point, to adjust it to a given angle you want. So the next we have isometric drafting. So but for now we don't really need the isometric drafting because we are not working on 2D 3D drawings. So the next we have what we have the snap. So the snap cursor. So what does the snap cursor enable us to do? The snap cursor help us to pick a specific point, to snap easily at a point of intersection or at a specific end point. It help us to snap there easily instead of guessing. So all of this, we are going to ignore all of this. We don't really need them for now. So also don't really need all of this next for now. So we have our scale, which we've worked on before. We've set scale before. So then we have decimal and all of these other icons, which we don't really need for now. But in the future, as you stick to this channel, you'll be learning a lot. You need to know about AutoCAD software and how you can use them to enhance your design skill. So starting from our lessons today, I've come up with some examples that we'll be treating, and after that, give you I'll give you an lesson to do, an assignment to do. So I'll be dropping all of these as a PDF file in the description box for you uh, to work with, to download and to work with. So whereas I choose to start with all this shape so that you can get familiar with all these tools. Then in our subsequent class and our next class, we'll be moving into how to create a simple floor plan. So this channel, I'm here to guide you on how to get better on your design skill using AutoCAD and also SketchUp, which is our 3D model. But this video is being focused on AutoCAD. So right now, we'll start focusing on each of the example one by one. So now let's see. We'll start with our right angle. So starting with our right angle, we'll pick our line 2. So once we pick our line 2, we'll draw a baseline, picking a reference point A. So if we look at our example here, we have the distance of the line is 1000 millimeter. So we'll enter that on our mouse, on our keyboard, sorry, 1000 millimeter, enter. So it has given us the distance of our baseline. So we'll draw the right side. On the example, we have what, 500 millimeter. So this, we type in 500 millimeter, enter. Then on the top, we have what, 1000 millimeters. So I'll teach you two ways which you can achieve the top corner line. So we'll do this. We can type in the value 1000 millimeter, enter, or let me hit my Ctrl Z, or you can just use the help of the snap tool, which is this. You can use the help of the snap tool and snap from this angle, then project it up. You see your snap grid line, which is this. Your snap your show reference show snapping reference line, which is showing this green, more like a construction line guiding your path to the actual destination. You see it's snapping both the vertical and the horizontal. Then you left click and you release. So then you continue down to the baseline. As you can see, to the baseline, we have this. It's snapping already. So 500. So we've successfully achieved our right angle. So the next thing we are going to do, there are two methods of achieving this. But the other method is using the right angle tool. Using the right angle tool. But when we get to our square, we'll use that. So now, what are we going to do next? If we see on this example, the line weights are heavier than this. So what we'll have to edit the property of this line, of this object. We'll edit the property to suit this. So now, to edit a property of an object, you select the object by just left clicking and dragging your cursor upward, and you've selected the object. Then you right click, then you come to properties. Then when you click on properties, an icon is supposed to appear on the left corner of the screen, which did. Now you can see the icon here appear on the left corner of the screen. So let me open it a bit. So you see we have what, our line type, we have line scale, we have what, line weight. So our line type, we'll just leave it at that, at continuous line. Then we'll go to our line weight by layer. So we'll check. You see, just see something. As I keep moving towards each of these layers, 0.35, 0.30, 0.35, 0.34. As I keep moving downward, the thickness of the line weights keep increasing to 2.11. So now we'll just go with 0.35. Let's go with 0.35. So we can close this to have a clear screen. So as you can see now, we've increased our line weight of the object. So we have it. So the next thing to do is, here we see our dimension. So what we're going to do is to dimension this object. So click on dimension on our liner, then you pick a point and pick the end point, then you push up. So push up, we do the same thing to the right side. So if we see this now, is not the property of this measurement line is not same as what we have in our example. So we can always edit this. So you select them, then the same thing, you go to property. So once you come to property, you go to first the color, you change it to red, general, then you go down to line and arrows, you change it to what, red, as you can see. Then as we can see here, we have what, closed arrowhead here. So but here we have a slash, architectural tick. So we can change that here in arrow 1, change it to what, close arrow, scroll up to get, this is it, closed arrow. Then go to line 2, we'll check for closed arrow also. So that's it. Then we'll move down to our ext line color. So these two, we'll change it to red. You can see the line showing the boundaries of the measurement. So we'll change it to red. And also then our text now, this is our text, change it also to red. You see, then the next thing to do is to, if you see the text is way bigger here, then we can change the text height. Let's see, by 1, enter. So now we can change the scale of the text. So if we see from here, you see this is way bigger and is not proportional to the object we have here. So what we can do, we'll just come to the dimension scale overall. So we can drop it down to 30. So we press our enter key. You see, immediately it's dropped down. You see, we have a similar property here. So what we do, we can shift this closer a bit. Then we can also close our property icon. So we move this closer too. So you see, we've succeeded in drawing this line, increasing the weight and also adding dimension to it, like we have in our example. So the next thing to do is to impute the name of our object. So we just come to text, we'll click on text. Once we click on text, we come here, we draw down and we open. So after doing that, as we can see our text bar. So we can come to insert symbol. As you can see, there is an arrow navigating towards, pointing towards the name of the object. So we can come here and go to others. So an interface will pop up here. So we can select this, select copy. So just come here and we paste. I will paste this way. Then we paste again to get 2 of it. Can extend this a bit. So then we type in our rectangle. So as we can see something now, we see that this is not aligning. So we can extend our text bar this way. Once we extend it, so the next thing, we'll work on the scale. So let me click out of this. Let me click out of this and you see something. So now you see our text is here. As you can see, this text is way bigger, is not proportional to what we have here, just like our example. So what we can do, we double click on it to edit the property of the text. So we'll start by this. We can drop the scale here of our text to let's say we drop it to 30. Let's see what it will give us. You highlight and you type in 30, then enter. 30 is way small, so we can increase it again. Let's say 50, enter. So this is kind of preferable. Then we bring it close to our drawing. So we have something else to do. You see, it's on our example, it's been bold. So we can change the text. We can change the text style. So we can scroll down. We're looking for what? We're looking for Time New Roman. Let's see. It should be down here. You can use anyone you want, but I enjoy using the Time New Roman. You can use the plain Time New Roman. You can use Time New Roman for the Baltic. You can use Time New Roman for CE. You can use Time New Roman for CYR. You can use Time New Roman for Greek. Time New Roman for UR. Then but I'll just go with the regular Time New Roman, which is this. So after that, we can bold in our character by clicking on the bold icon here. So we have this now. Can use points. So now we've succeeded in labeling our object a right angle. So the next one we'll be going into square. So I'll be using the order method this time around. I'll be using the order method to draw this, which is our right angle. So now you just pick your right angle tool, you come here, you click a point. Then from our example, what do we have? We have 500 by 500. It's a square. All the sides are equal. So you just come to your keyboard, you type in 500, 500, then enter. You see, immediately, unlike the first procedure of achieving this. So right now, I'll just explain the difference between using the line command and the right angle command. On the line command, once you draw, you see each of the sides of the objects are independent. Each of them are standing alone. Why? If you use a right angle command, if you click on this, you see just one click is highlighting all. But this, if you want to, you have to click each side at a time to highlight. But here, just one click, it's highlighting all. So the difference is this, using the right angle tool, is coming as polyline. If you see, you can edit polyline here. But if we click on this now, you see, it's not showing any polyline here. So this if you use a right angle tool, it comes at polyline. All the sides are being joined together. While on the line, all the sides are independent. So now, what are the next thing to do? After achieving our shape, so the next thing to do is to introduce our line thickness, which is our line width. So what are we going to do? This time around, we don't need to start clicking this, going to property and be setting each of the property one after the other. What we just do, now this will bring us to the match property tools. So clicking the match properties tools, so what you just do, how it works, you just go, you pick your match property tools, then you go to the existing elements. Like I said it helps in transferring the property of a given of an existing element or shape to a newer element. So now we can transfer the property of this line to the to this. So now that we have identical property. So now having click our match property, we'll come here, we'll haven't click our match property, we'll come here, we select this, we click on this line, we've copied the property, you see a paintbrush pops up. Immediately we click on the line. So you come here, what you do, you just come and also click on this. You see, that's all. You've successfully copied the property of this and replicate it here. So now they have identical property. So what we are going to do next is to add our dimensions to our shape. So same thing, we go to our liner, we come here, we pick these points, we add our dimension. We also pick the right hand side, we add our dimension. So same thing, our texts are not as same as the previous one. So we'll use same method of matching property. We'll pick on our match property, then we'll come here, we click on this, then we tap it, you see. We now have identical property with the previous one. So you see how it's becoming more easier. The more you understand all these tools, the more faster your work is on AutoCAD. So what I'm going to do next, add our, the text title, the object title, which is a square. So now instead of going to our text, coming to replicate all of those, you can just copy this, the text of the initial example we did, you copy, then you just place right below your new object. Then what we do next is to edit this to the name of our new object. So which we are going to do is, you just double click on it, on the text, you highlight it. So you just type in the name of the new object. So we'll just type in the name of the new object. So we successfully type in the name of the new object. So we just click out of the box. So you see, here we go. Not as tedious as the first one. So we'll be moving fast. The next one, we'll go to our right angle. So to get our isosceles triangle, you pick a base point. From here on our example, we have 70. So let me quickly dimension the height of our isosceles triangle. Okay, as we can see here, 700. Let me match the property as this so that we can. All right, so now we'll pick our line tool to create our isosceles triangle. We'll draw a base. Then from our example, we have the base as what? 700. So we'll type in the value 700, enter. Then now you see the use of the midpoints we on our snap tool at the introduction. So now you pick your line this way. If you move from this end to this end, you see it snap at the center. Then you move from this point to this point. You see it can snap at the end, the center, and also the other end. So now let me turn off the snap tool. So we'll just type our O snap for you to really understand what I'm talking about. O snap. O snap. Let me put up this. Let me put off the midpoint. Let me uncheck it. You see what I'm talking about now. So now, if we click on our line, you see, if we click on our line, we try to snap. We only snap this point A and point B. Let's see, maybe it will snap at the center. You see, it's not snapping at the center, not at all. Not snapping at the center. So let's just go quickly. Instead of calculating and trying to get the midpoint of 700, what we just do, we'll go back to our O snap, enter, then we check our midpoints, then we click OK. So you see now it makes our work easy. Once you pick from the first reference point, you move down, it's automatically snapped to the center. It shows you is a triangle showing midpoints, as we can see here, midpoint. So right now, having check our midpoints, we'll pick our line, then we draw. You see it automatically snap the center. Then we pick that point. Then we check what's the height of our isosceles triangle, 700 mm. Then we just navigate up. Then we type in the value 700 mm. So we click enter. So having clicked enter, we have the height now. So from there, what are we going to do? We'll click on our line. Then we snap our point A. We add it to point C. Then we also click on our line. Okay, let me share something with you. If you pick a tool and you are using the tool, once you draw from a point and you want to uncheck the tool, you just click either you press your escape button or you press your space bar. Then to pick that same tool again, you can still press your space bar. You see the tool becomes activated again. Space bar, deactivates, space bar activates. It always activates the previous tool you are working with. So let's just clean all of this. Let's erase all of this. So now to erase all of this, you can just select it, then you click your erase tool. Yeah. So that's what you do. So now we'll now click on our line again. We'll now pick from point B, we'll add it up to point C. So this is what we have now. So if we check our example, we can see two lines showing the sign of perpendicularity. Yeah, this is perpendicular to this. So to get such line, we can now pick our line. You see, since our restricted cursor is on specified angle, it will enable us to do something like this. You can pick a point, then you navigate till you get a 45-degree. Let's see how to get a 45-degree. Once it's snapped at 45-degree, you click and leave your line. You see 45-degree, we have it already. So, but let me show you something. If we put the restrict cursor to octagonal, you see we won't be able to achieve what I just achieved now. So if I draw this way, you see it only goes vertical and horizontal. I can't easily adjust to any desired angle I want. It can only go this way. Our line can just keep going vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. That's what our line will keep doing. So let's just select all of this. Remember, once you select them, you click your erase. So now you pick your offset tools. This brings us to offset. If you check the line closely, you see that there are two at interval, same line being displaced at an interval. So what we are going to do here is to pick on our offset tool. This brings us to our offset tool. The offset tool enables us to displace a particular line to a given distance interval. So now we'll just type through. It's showing through. So we'll enter, let's say we enter 20. Then we type in the value 20, then click enter. Then we pick on the line and push towards the direction we want. If we want it to be downward, we push downward. If we want it to be upward, we offset upward. So we click and release. So now we have this already. So we can copy this by selecting, then right click, then you see your copy selected object, then you drag it to this point. You see, it's not even giving us the flexibility to bring it to the desired point because of what our restrict cursor octagonal is still on. So it's just going horizontal and vertical. So let's uncheck it. Let's take it to restrict cursor to specified angle. So we do this. You see, we can adjust 360 to any point we want. So now we can bring this here and we just place it on the line here. So we have this. So if we see, okay, we might feel that this is too long, we can just highlight this, then push it in a bit, push it backward a bit, click on this blue dot, push it backward a bit. We can snap it here, push it backward a bit. Then we can click on this also, push it backward a bit. Also click on this, push it backward a bit. So now we have this, just like one side. So now to do the other on the other side, instead of coming here trying to draw the line again, now this will bring us to our mirror tool, the use of our mirror tool. So if we click on, we'll select the line, we'll go to mirror. Once we click on mirror, you pick one point of the object, you pull down. You see, we'll pull down, it's mirror to the opposite side. If we pull up, it can also mirror to the opposite side. If we pull towards this direction, it's mirror to the southwest. If we pull towards this direction, still southwest. Pull towards this direction, mirror to what do I call it? Mirror to our northeast. Towards down, also mirror to our northeast. So what we want is, we've created the first perpendicular symbol on our southwest. We want to create the perpendicular symbol on our northeast. So we mirror and pull down, or you pull up, it will fall on the same direction, which is our northeast. So right now you click to release. So it will give you an option, yes or no. If you click on no, it will maintain the initial the mirrored object. But if you click on yes, you see it automatically deletes the first object and leave the new mirrored object. So we should just click on our Ctrl Z. So now, but we want the two to still remain. So what we just do, we click on mirror. After selecting the object, then we come down, then we click yes. Sorry, we'll click no this time around, so that it's the both lines will remain. So no, you see the both remain. So we can just copy this, move this time around because we don't want it to remain there. We'll move it. After you select it, then you move it out towards this direction. Then we place it here. So you see we've successfully impute our perpendicular symbol to this. So the next thing we have to do is to let's take away this mid point. We don't need it. So now the next thing we have to do is to edit the property of our line weight. So now, like we did before, all we need to do is just to come to our match property, click on the property of the initial sample to transfer the elements of this to transfer the property of this object to the newer object. So we just come here, we click on each of the side. You see, we got this now. We successfully change our line weight of the new object. You see, so the next thing we do, we add our dimension. We'll move a bit fast. Add our dimension. You see, now clicking this dimension, it can't give us what if we see the dimension here. We have a slant dimension here. I put this to also explain another phase of the dimensional tools for us. So now we'll just come to our dimension. Instead of just clicking our liner, we'll click on the navigator arrow pointing down close to it. So we'll put our aligned. We'll click on aligned. So we'll come here. Then you see it enables us to be able to impute a measurement in a diagonal form. So this is it. So we go back, we uncheck, we pick our liner, then come for the base, we impute the value for the base, we pick it again, we impute the value for our height of our object. So this is it. So now we'll also transfer the identity of the property of our existing measuring icon to this. So we'll click on match property, then we'll select it, transfer here, transfer. So this can move this closer to the body of our object a bit. We can just do this, and we can also do this, move it closer bit by clicking this blue button at the bottom. Then we move these two closer, blue button at the bottom. So this is it. So now we've successfully gotten this. So the same thing like we did, you copy your text, you put here, you edit the name, and as it is. So what we'll move next into is our rectangular triangle. So same, we'll pick a base. Our base is what? 350. From the example, we have what? 350. So we come here, type in the value 350. Enter. So we have this now. Type in the value 350. We have this. The height of our right angle triangle is what? 700. So we navigate up. We type in the value 700. Then enter. So the next thing we have to do is to what? Close our right angle. Just snap here to this point A to point B. So you snap point C to point A. So we successfully created our right angle triangle. So now what's the next thing to do? Transfer the property of our initial shape to this, our line weight. So we did this. So instead of um, clicking on our properties, selecting this to get the paintbrush and be picking each of the side one after the other, to save time, and just click this, then you just select the whole at a time. You see, we've successfully done this. Same thing, you just input your liner. Do this, what we have been doing from the previous one. Do this. So what we do, match property. Click on match property. Transfer the properties of our existing sample to this. Then we move this closer to our object. So we can move this closer to our object. So now we've successfully replicated this. The next thing, you copy the name, place, and all of that. I won't be doing that to save time. Video is too long for now. It's getting too long. So from here, the next thing to do is to create our cycle. You can see we have a cycle here. So you just click on your cycle tool. If you see here, cycle at the top on the draw category, click it. Then you come down. We check our cycle. Was our cycle radius is what? 350. Diameter is 750. So half of the diameter is 350. So you just come here, you click and pick a point, then you enter the radius of, as you can see closely, you see once we pick the point, it's showing a construction line pointing to the circumference of the cycle. So showing we should enter the value of what? Our radius. So the radius will be what? 350. Enter. You see we've successfully created our circle. So the next thing to do is to do what? Transfer the property of our line width here to this place. You see, gotten that here. So this is it. So the next thing is to do is to input our measurement. So now the reason why I choose all of this shape is to make us experience various tools, various essential tools on the interface every beginner needs to get started. So now you see this will be moving us to another system of dimension. At first we use our liner, we use our aligned, then now we are going to use another kind of dimension style, which is radius. So once you click on radius, you come to the cycle which has been drawn. You click on the circumference. See, you click on the circumference. You see, automatically it points out the measurement of the radius. So also, then let's do that again. Click on the circumference, then you click again to release. So we have the radius measurements being labeled now. So also, if you see, we have also a diameter measurement imputed on the cycle. So we come to the arrow again. We click this time around diameter. So we click on diameter. Then we come here. We click on the circumference again. So you see, we click on the circumference and then release, click out of the box again. So now you see the both are being layered on each other. So we have to move one away. So by selecting it, you see it's giving option, which of them do you want to move? So we choose we choose to move our diameter. So we click it, then we can rotate it. You just pick one of the blue end, then pick one of the blue end this way, then you rotate it, then you can snap to this center, then you pull to the circumference. You see, you pick from here, bring down, you snap to this center, then you pull to the circumference. Make sure you snap to the center to automatically move to the give you the, what they call it, the showing snapping reference line. So the reference line will guide you towards where you are going to the circumference. So we have it here. So we successfully done this. So now what are we going to do next? We'll match the property of our dimension with the initial. So come here, this and this. You see, we have it done now, just as our example. So now the next thing you have to do is to input the name of the object. So from there, we'll move into the octagon. So to achieve this octagon, we'll pick our cycle again. We'll pick a point. The radius of our octagon is 350, same as the cycle we drew. So now we have this. So let me move this up a bit. So now, if you check on this, I use construction line. I purposely leave all of these lines to explain certain things to us. So now, to achieve all of this line here, you just pick your line 2, then you come to your cycle. You see, it automatically pick the center point. Since our snap tools is on, then we click on it, then we drag to the circumference. So after having done that, then we pick this again, drag these points to the circumference. So we've achieved that. So the next thing we'll do, we'll pick these blue points. If we want to offset it 300 or 200 away from the circumference, let's say 300 away from the circumference, enter. You see, it gives us this. You pick this point again, you take it, you stretch the line to 300 away from the circumference. So we succeeded in stretching our line out of the circumference to get something like this, point A and point B. So having done that, the next thing we'll do, having done the horizontal middle line, we are going to do the vertical middle line. So we'll pick from the center again, we pull to the circumference, highlight it, push to the circumference, then we stretch the line again further, 300, enter. We stretch further again, 300, enter. So we've succeeded in achieving this. So the next thing to do is to click our line again to get this 45-degree displacement at, if you see from point C to point B, the angle is 45. From point A to point C, the angle is 45. From point A to point D, we have a 45-degree. Then by setting it at the middle, we have what? The angle is 90 degree. From point A to D, 90 degree. From D to C, 90 degree. From B to C, 90 degree. From C to A, 90 degree. Then to create a bisection sharing the angle into 2 equal half, we'll now be left with 45 degree at this point and 45 degree at this point. So what are we going to do? We just pick our line 2 again. We'll pick the center. So once we pick the center, we'll navigate to see where we have 45 degree. Let's see. We'll be looking at this arc showing in degree. We'll be navigating. You'll get to 45 degree. There's other way of doing this, but let's just go through this process for better understanding. So 45 degree, then you click, then you press your space bar to uncheck. So now you can bring this close to the circumference at first, extend this also to the circumference. Then now further extend the line as we did to the rest. Further extend it by 300, we stretch it by 300. So we do same too on the other opposite side. We stretch it by what? 300. Enter. So we have this successfully. So now we also go to the other part. We draw. But this time around, if you see, it's not showing 45 degree. So we just calculate. You must be used to your geometry. So if we are starting from our right hand side, from here to here is 90 degree. From this point to this point is 45 degree. From this point to this point is 90 degree. From this point now, we want to get another 45 degrees. So 90 degree plus 45 degree, that is 135 degrees. So this time around, we are snapping at 145 degrees. So now you can pick this point, you shrink it back to the circumference, you pick this point, you stretch it to the circumference. You make sure it's showing the snap reference line to the circumference to make sure your lines are straight. It does not leave the origin. So now we stretch this out. We stretch it out to 300. Enter. Type in the value of 300 again. Enter. So now, if you can see, we've successfully achieved all these points we want. Achieved all these points. So, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have A, 1, C, 2, B, 4, D, 3. So same thing here. A, 1, C, 2, B, 3, D, 4. Sorry, your D, then 3. So this is it. So the next thing to do is, if you check these lines you are seeing here, you see the line type is hidden line. If you see, let me zoom close. You see, it's showing line, color, gray, and layer 0, type hidden. So now we are going to set the property of these lines. So we can just highlight all of it. Then we'll click on another way to access the property too. If you come to the top right at the property category, you see layer by layer. There is the line weight, but we are not working on line weight. All what we want to do is what? To change the line type. Is it so we are is hidden? So we scroll down so we get hidden. This is hidden. So now one thing you observe again is, then also we'll change the color. If you click at the top one, so we can give it gray. So this is it. One thing you observe is, you see this is showing the line is being broken, showing that yes, sorry, it's an hidden line. So, but if we come to this line, it's not showing that. So that we move us into further editing of the property of our lines. So you just click and select the whole lines, then you right click, then you go to property this time around. So once you go to property, let's see, you select them, then property. Okay, my property fell on my extended screen. Let me bring it here. So this is the property of our lines. So what are we going to do next is to edit the property of our line. So you see the scale is showing what? Line times scale. So we'll increase the scale to, we can increase it to 70 and see what it will give us. Enter. Okay, we can further increase it to, let's say we increase it to 120. Enter. Okay, we can also increase further to, let's leave it at 150. So now this is it. So if we see, we can also increase to any desired scale we want. So let's quickly close it. So now if you see, this is dash line, but these dash are bigger than this one because of the scale here are bigger. So you can leave it like that, it does not matter. So the next thing to do is to bring out our octagonal shape. So our octagon. So now to bring out our octagon, we'll click on line, the line tool. Then we start from what? Point A. We snap to this place, snap to the next, 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 snap to the next. So we have this now. So now you can just, same thing, match property to to copy the property of the existing object to this, you just follow each of them as we click them. So now they have identical property. So just as we did initially, to input all these numbers and alphabet, you can just copy the text. You copy, you place here. Let's start from this point. You place it here. So you double click it to edit. Then you enter the alphabet A. So you can pull it close to your line, your construction line. So we can reduce our text bar this way. So this is it. So now we can copy all of this and place at desired points we want. You can copy them and place. So this is it. Then we can start editing. This is what one, double click, you highlight it, double click it, you highlight it, you press one. That's it. Yeah. It's what on our lesson C. You double click, you highlight it, you click on, you type C in. So the same thing you do at the rest. Same thing, you know the way we add our dimension to. You just come here, click on radius. Then you click on the circumference. Automatically this pops up. Automatically the dimension value pops up. Then you match the property to the existing one. This is it. So you see, we succeeded in achieving this. Then you label and rest. So with this, we've successfully viewed through some of the essential tools every beginner needs to know. I'll be introducing you to your assessments you do. So this is the lesson we'll do. Lesson 1. If you are familiar with first angle projection, if you are given a solid object, isometric drawing to place them in first angle projection, I won't be going into depth of this. All what I want you to do is just to replicate all the objects I drew here, the way I did them. I haven't gone through all the example with you. By now, you should be able to replicate all of this. So I'll be dropping in the description box both the example and also the lesson so that you can follow. I'll be dropping the PDF to it so you can copy the PDF and view as a guide for you to recreate all of this and also recreate your assessments, your assignments. So after you are done with this, you can always send them to my email for me to review, and I'll rate you on how well you performed. If you've made it this far on this video, I want to say a very big congratulations to you for joining me on Architectural Edge, where we'll be building your design skills step by step from total beginner to pro. And also, if you are a practicing professional already and you are looking forward to upskill your design skill, just know that there's every room for you on this channel. Stay tuned. In our next video, we'll be moving into building a simple plan and how to fix in some templates on it subsequently. So right now, don't forget to always click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you can get all the notification of every video that will be dropping on this platform. And after that, we'll be meeting on the next video. Stay tuned.